It's fun to look at what you said and where you were, and then you're like, oh, progress is hard to feel day by day, right? And
Yep.
then you go back and you're like, oh, I'm actually a lot further than I realized.
Yeah. And something that I learned in today's workouts, sometimes progress feels like going backwards. Because I took the weight down like half for most of the exercises, but I focused technique and
Yeah.
I load everything down because I didn't want to mess anything up, especially the T-bar row. If anything was gonna mess my back, so I'm like, okay, instead of 245s and 225s, I'll just do one of each and try it.
Yeah.
Tried slow and controlled, and I'm like, have I been doing this wrong? But I don't think it was wrong. I think I just leaned a little too far towards increased weight over
Wait.
technique, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to
dude.
refocus back in.
Yeah. That is awesome, dude. That takes years of beating yourself up and getting hurt to go, you know what? Maybe I gotta rethink this. Here's the tricky part, and this is why I try to get the fundamentals down at the beginning, and then that's what the Atlas Trials boss battles for. But you're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to revisit those like you just did, right? I have to do that still. Hold on. Are you just trying to throw more weight on there for no reason, or are you still keeping the same quality? It's tricky because when you first get back into a routine, you gain strength really fast. Even if you took some time off and then you start working out again, you jump back up to baseline pretty fast. And then, like most things, there's diminishing returns and it
Yeah.
slows down. We don't like that. We're thinking it's going to go at the same rate. You don't know when the diminishing returns are setting in. It's just easy to do that. But it's hard for a lot of people. And it was hard for me to do what you just did, where you go, what's the point of all this? It's not just to T-bar row as much weight as I can fit on there. It's about all those other things. And then when you're like, oh, that feels different. And it's not like you have to go back to no weight on it either. It's just maybe I lean too far this way. I'm gonna pull it back a little bit.
What we did with the lat pull down. That was what got me thinking. I've been cranking up the weight because I've been following sort of the mindset of if I can get maximum reps for 2 weeks in a row, then I up the weight,
Yeah,
which is where we get to the lat pull down. I can do it, but I was doing it wrong.
yeah,
I wasn't doing it.
right. It's so tricky. Like the Atlas trials are about that, and we have to fight our instinct of wanting to lift more. Have you heard of Goodhart's law?
No.
Okay. I had heard of it, but I never put the name to it until I watched a video of someone talking about it recently. And I've heard the concept, but I was like, yes, that's exactly what a lot of people mess up. Unfortunately, a lot of professionals or influencers also put this message down. Anyway, it's basically, I'll paraphrase, but it's when we have a measurement, right? Let's say you have your body weight when you weigh yourself on a scale. There's your measurement. You have your performance measurement of, I did this much weight for this many reps, and you're keeping track of that over time.
Yeah.
But really, our goal isn't to make those numbers go up, maybe to get stronger, increase the amount of force we can produce in the muscle, or to build muscle. Seeing your weights go up over time or your reps go up over time is like an indicator of that stuff that you want, right?
Yeah.
Problem is when we start to make that measurement the target, it ceases to become a good measurement at that point. I'll explain.
That was in one of the quests, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
As you explained it, it started to sound familiar.
I didn't realize that was the name of the law,
Yeah.
but
It
yeah, I
was
think that's definitely in the Atlas trials. That's a big message in there.
in the other one, the scale mentality, like the number on the scale
Oh,
isn't important.
yeah, exactly. It's in that too. So that's probably an even better example, like a really clear example, because if you're measuring your weight on the scale, that is, you're using that as a proxy for burning body fat off. It's usually what we want to lose. We don't want to lose muscle or bone or water, but you can game the system if you're like, all I care about is that number. I'm gonna run for 5 miles with a trash bag on, so I lose a bunch of water weight. I'm not gonna eat for 2 days. Ooh, my weight went down. Look at these. You lose the forest for the trees. You're chasing the number for the wrong reason. Same thing happens with weights because we flip the chicken and egg, right? We're like, if I force myself to lift more, then I will build muscle and get stronger. If you train right and you train hard and your form is good and you're putting all the work where you want it to, over time, that will just let you lift more weight. You don't have to force it. I wish that I had realized that at this point where you are, because I did not.
I do have multiple years of I can push myself, something goes wrong, realizing, oh, I need to tone it back a little bit. Not with lifting, martial
Yeah.
arts, tricking, and hitting myself in the face with weapons because I can do this. Crack. They got Callum screaming in the background.
No, let's leave that in.
Although he's currently sitting down and chilling, so hopefully he stays
Yeah,
there.
hopefully he's chilled out now. Yeah, so let's go back to square one. I know you were reading some emails that I was sending out, and then you were like, I'll pull the trigger and do this. Tell me where, let's even go back before. I'm guessing you saw an ad for my planner thing,
Yeah,
right?
downloaded and printed the Fitness RPG planner. I still have it sitting somewhere. It was sitting on my desk at work for 2 months. I'm like, I want to try this.
Yeah,
I saw that, signed up to get the emails, and I was just getting it over the next couple months.
yeah,
And it was just back there. This could work. This could be what you've been looking for. This could
uh-huh.
make it could make stuff click. It'll finally work.
Yeah,
So then when you did the message about the beta test and it being discounted price to be one of the first folks to try this, I'm like,
yeah,
you got me.
yeah.
And I talked to my wife and I'm like, here's what's going on. It's the beta test, discounted price. I think this would really work. Can I try this? Yeah, sure, go for it. Thanks. Signed up for it. I think I signed up like right towards the end of the beta of the sign up for the betas. I think because I was going back and forth on it for a little while. Should I try it? All that stuff. And yeah, here we are.
Here we are a few months later.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, 4. That was March.
what made you go, oh, I'm gonna download this thing? Where were you at before signing up or before getting on the email list? Where were
Yeah,
you at fitness wise, mentally about it?
I wanted to do something to better myself physically and health wise, but I didn't have a direction, and just random Googling I didn't think was going to work. I found a site that had different workouts for each day. Here's a 30-day plan. Here's a 90-day plan. Do this once a day for a week and you'll be more flexible. I tried a couple of them, got 3 days in, got distracted, lost track of it. Oh, now I'm behind. Might as well give up. And then I'm hopefully going to be starting the process to test for my 4th degree black belt soon. But so my instructor wouldn't be the one to test me. It would be her instructors because the way that it's usually done is you have to be tested by someone at least of that rank. And she and I are both 3rd degrees, as well as my wife, actually. We're planning on testing together. But in order to get to that point, we're told you have to make a life changing goal and stick with it. For me, it's been fighting with my weight. Just a while, as I told you, I started went to college and ooh, I have adult money. I can buy snacks. Don't exercise. 100
Yeah.
pounds. So I was like, hoping this would help. The funny thing is, I've been looking at the scale periodically. I
Yeah.
I weighed myself January 1st and set a reminder for 6 months later to see where I was with my weight. I'm 3 pounds heavier than I was in January,
Really?
but I'm in much better shape.
Yeah.
I look better, I
Oh
feel
yeah.
better,
Yeah.
I move better. Part of that might be the fact that my hair is half as long as it was back then, but
Yeah.
I think most of it's just body fat shifting to body muscle.
It hasn't even been that long since we talked on camera, but it's really cool to chat every couple months. You see yourself every day. So it's harder to tell day to day, but I can see it like, oh, he's looking leaner. Like I can even just top half, I can see it. Or when you send in form videos, it's just like this
I look
gradual
back at
thing.
one of my earlier ones when I was wearing my blue hoodie. I haven't worn that for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wow, I'm rotund. Like I because when you go to sit at the lat pull down, it's like I sit down and you can see my belly flop over the leg lock, and I'm like, thankfully that doesn't happen anymore. It's just weird to look at, and that was normal. Now it still happens when I shift and still have a bit of a gut, but it's not as
It's a lot less.
I don't want to get rid of it entirely. It's very good for absorbing punches and kicks.
There's some tactical use there. We need to keep some of that. But it's just,
I protect them under a layer of
yeah. It's just so crazy. Like you said, with that much visual change and how you can feel it, and the way your clothes fit is such a big tell, especially if you like don't wear a certain thing for a few months and then you put it back on, you're like, what the hell's happening? So you might get tighter in the sleeves, shoulders, chest, but it's looser around the stomach. Even though you are up 3 pounds on the scale to have that much of a visual change, how much body fat did you lose and how much muscle did you gain to counteract that? It's a lot,
at least 3 pounds down fat and 6 pounds up muscle.
at least.
The complete flip and then the
Yeah.
increase.
Yeah. So, like, we talk about calories, right? We calculate, okay, this is probably where I need to be at, give or take. But you've lost body fat without focusing on it,
Yeah.
right? So instead of focusing on this one outcome all the time, we're like, okay, let me focus on the inputs, the stuff I do. Let me focus on having structure with my nutrition and I'm working out hard consistently. And then it just happens, right? Maybe at some point we need to or want to like focus on it for a little bit. Like maybe there's a little bit more I want to get rid of and we're going to just tackle it real quick. But so many people start there from day zero, right? From day one.
Out.
And it just, yeah, you miss out on how good it can feel. Like if you eat to fuel yourself and feel good and feel strong, not to starve yourself. If you work out from a positive place instead of, I suck, I'm gonna beat myself up with exercise.
I've been there. It's not fun.
Yeah, better way
That's
to do it.
it reminds me of something my mom used to tell me when it came to computers and technology. Garbage in, garbage out. You put something in wrong, so something wrong came out. Like that with
Yeah,
exercise. You fuel
like
your
that.
body with crap, workout's gonna be crap. You're gonna look and feel like crap. You take some
Exactly.
time and, like you said, focus on the input, not the output. You put good stuff in, you get good stuff out. Garbage in, garbage out is just a fun way to don't
I
put
like,
crap in.
yeah, I like that. When you break it down into, because that just removes all like emotion or whatever from it, right? This is just how it is. It's just computation. I do that with if-then statements. We do that with like in the training, right? Like you said, you're like, oh, I've done max reps in this rep range at this weight for a couple weeks or maybe more. Then I'm going to go up. It's you don't have to like, do I add weight? When do I add weight? Or should I add more reps? If you hit this goal, with all the fundamentals, right? Like with all the good, doing it, not just forcing it, but you do that, be patient, let it take as long as it needs to, then add a little bit of weight, reps drop down more than likely a little bit, and then rinse and repeat, right? So it's just takes all, you don't need to think about that. Let's not overthink it. Let's take the emotion out.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay. So that was before you started, when you started, and why. I didn't know about that big life goal thing that they challenged you to do.
Yeah, it wasn't an official challenge. I was talking to my instructor about it, and she told me that was why she hadn't tested yet because she hadn't been able to determine and stick with the goal because it had to be something measurable. I want to lose weight.
After you joined and then we got started, you were a couple weeks in, so like still pretty early on, right? Like you just are just seeing what's all about and all that. I'll go over what you answered and we can talk about that stuff.
Get my butt in the gym.
I was gonna say that was your first win, which is freaking huge, right? Like you said, like how many times have you done this or how many times have millions of people done that where you're like, oh, I found a thing, or maybe I started going to a gym, maybe I worked with a trainer for a little bit, you found a free 30-day plan, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you start, and then it falls off, or you miss a day, you feel like you're behind, and then it just fizzles out, right? And then that sucks. At some point, you feel that motivation again, try it again, happens again. You're on like it sucks, but at least in your head, you're getting, and it's not true, but you think like, oh, I failed 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. You're beating yourself down to where at some point you're going to be like, I just can't do it. I'm not that kind of person. So, yeah, you were probably like, huh, I actually went to the gym every day that I was supposed to. Didn't miss one.
Pretty sure I did extra at the start. Like I was doing 4 or 5 in a week sometimes and being like, this is great. And now I'm like, three, I can't.
Yep. My last client I was talking to about that because she got to a point where she was like, when do we do more days or can I add more days? That is the last variable that we want to touch. Need a really good reason for it. But so many times, what I've seen is you have more chances to miss now,
Yeah.
right? You might start missing workouts and it gets harder to fit. You got other stuff going on, right? It's going to be harder to fit those days in. If you have to shift your workout schedule around for whatever reason, that's harder to do with more days because you're like, what am I going to do? Work out twice on Tuesday? Like, it starts to get rough. I used to do this too. I used to work out. I did as much as 6 days a week of training, and I used to do lots of volume. And I've realized that you can peel that stuff back a lot. And if you actually just increase the quality and the effort, just keep focusing on those things, and then you never need to mess with how many days a week you go. It makes it easier to fit it in. And it forces you to learn how to do stuff because you can't just be like, you know what, I'm just going to throw more dog crap on top of this. Maybe that'll work. You've learned through doing it and through the lessons that we go over. And just because you, in order to get stronger, you have to work hard at it. You have to get close to failure and all that. It gets hard. You need to recover, right? And that's in the hopefully not too distant future, a new region that'll come out is the recovery stuff. I'm going to write about that pretty soon here, but balancing, if you want to work hard, you got to rest hard too.
Random idea for that. Maybe have the region be like a totally different part of the world. Because, like, you're going on vacation or you're going on this,
Like a
just
different
kind of
island.
separate yourself. Head to the tropical beaches and learn how to relax. Then bring it back with you.
Yep. I like that. We're going to do that. Make it a total separate thing.
So that way,
Separate.
they work together, but
Yeah. And it's very likely that'll be a post 12-week journey. It's okay, like you've been doing this for a while. Like now we really need to talk about you can't go 365 days a year. We have to balance recovery. And then that would make it so it's not overloading the upfront program. But yeah, that's a really good idea. When I asked before starting, you what do you struggle with? Obviously that can be so many layers, but basically you were just like to increase your physical and mental health. It is this way for everybody, and it should be. We should view it that way, but it's not just about your body. It's not just about losing weight. It's not just about getting stronger. So why do we want to be healthier, in better shape? Why do we want to be stronger? It comes back to your mind, how you feel.
yeah. And for me, that was around the same time that I had to quit my last job for mental health purposes. So the fact that this wasn't just a workout program, but also helping to restructure your thought process and your mind. And it's like this plus therapy,
Uh-huh.
stepping away from the rough position. Yeah, combination of him and just, to restructure. That no better way to say it than that.
No, I think that's really what's going on from a mental standpoint. Yeah, and that's why it's in there, right? That's why two of the regions are very mindset and just mind how you use your brain related. It's connected to your nutrition, it's connected to your exercise. If you can learn how to focus and be present, you're going to get better workouts because of that. Not only are you going to have better workouts, but you're going to enjoy them more because you're in the moment. You're not thinking about anything else but that next rep that you're doing. You're not just, okay, I got 10, check. That's not going to get you shit.
I do sometimes still get distracted with lifting, but it's more so thinking about instead of just counting, just thinking on, I need to keep going, I need to do more.
Oh, dude, I do that still. But yeah, we generally want to know how many reps we did and track it to write it down, which is good. Sometimes I've recorded the set to check, and then I'm like, I thought I did 9 and I only did 8, or I thought I did 9, I did 11. Sometimes you can get so like you're so focused on the process of it, you like, yeah, I forgot to count. It's not the worst. It's not the worst thing.
I've done that a few times with my wife, and she didn't believe me that she was able to up her weights. We were doing incline bench, and she's been doing 15. She's going to stick with 15. I'm like, okay, do this set to failure. Go until you can't go.
Oh yeah.
She got to
Yeah.
35. I'm like,
Yeah.
you were supposed to get 12. You got to 35. I'm adding 10 pounds.
Yeah, that'll bring it down to where you need to be. That's
Gonna
awesome. I'm so glad that you transferred that to her. I remember a client back when I was in Arizona. She was doing flat bench. We were doing sets of 12 with maybe 20 pounds. The number doesn't matter. But I was like, all right, I'm going to stand right here and you're going to go to failure. I'm not going to let you stop because you want to stop. You're going to stop because gravity said you can't do anymore. And then she went to 25, something ridiculous. When you have that experience, it unlocks. You're like, ooh, I got an upgrade. I learned how to push beyond that. Where I thought I was working hard, I thought I was doing enough. You're actually like 15 reps away from failure. It's huge.
instead of three.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I think it's more fun. It's more enjoyable when you're like, it's the challenge that makes it exciting, right? If you're not challenging yourself, I don't want to go to the gym if it's an easy workout. I'll just take the day off.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm really glad that we added the biking into day one, because that was like the shortest day, the easiest day, and I still have the energy to cardio afterwards.
Yeah,
I keep trying to add it on days 2 and 3 just to see how it goes. About 2 minutes in, my legs are
you're done.
dead, especially on day two, ending with leg curls and then the calf extensions, and then
Yeah,
trying to get on a bike or a treadmill. My legs just give up.
right. So here's something you can do. I wrote about it recently. This is what I do.
Up at the
Yeah,
start.
flip it, put it to the start. This is something we can start messing with, changing up your split a little bit. If you have a leg day where you're not working out legs on the other days, but just really focused on legs, then I would probably throw some moderate cardio, nothing that's going to kill you, but moderate cardio at the beginning gets you nice and warmed up, makes the legs feel a lot better. By the time you're done with that workout, you're like, I can barely make it to my car. I don't want to do cardio. So we might do that soon. But yeah,
That's
cardio after legs is rough.
Yeah, that's similar to what my brother-in-law did when he was back for a bit. He and I were talking, and I did the one workout with him. He does like a top half, bottom half, front half, back half split over 6 days. And Sunday he goes and does cardio for 45 minutes. He's been consistent. Almost every time I go out to see him or to see the family and he's there, partway through, he just, all right, I gotta go to the gym. Bye.
Yeah.
So he's been consistent and he's doing good. But yeah, that's 7 days. Crazy.
I don't know exactly how he was splitting it up, but
I
what you
don't remember
said.
either. He's told me 3 times, and I
There's
every
so many ways to do it. When I did up to 6 days a week, I was doing the split I do right now, which is chest and back one day, legs and abs, and then arms and shoulders the third day. I would do that, but double. So I was hitting everything twice a week. I was at the gym a lot. But when I kept peeling that stuff back, I started to realize I thought I was pushing hard, but you can't have both levers be at the top. You can't have maximum effort and maximum training volume in days per week. You got to move one up or down. So if you go a lot, then you have to dial it back a little bit, the intensity. But I just kept peeling stuff back to where I'm doing, like, not only am I going half the days per week, but I'm doing less than half of the sets I was doing. I'm like, I can't even do more. My body's done. Let's just push the intensity, get a little more amped up, but keep the technique locked in and slow it down a little bit so there's more time in that crappy, oh my God, this hurts, like doing bicep curls and actually controlling the cable on the way down and coming back up.
that was the overhead extension for me today. That just
Those hurt.
and I was down. I went from 55 pounds to 40 pounds, so I dropped it down significantly.
Yeah.
Still hurt.
But here's the biggest kicker is I like the workout's better. I got so much more out of that than I used to. My body feels so much better too. I used to just have achy joints or my pec would always hurt. And now, because I have plenty of rest time, everything feels good. I feel back to full strength again. And it's not to say that you can't do, like I said, you can move one up or down. He clearly likes going 6 days a week and he's keeping it up, right? So do it however you want to. If you want to be at the gym a lot, then go for it. Especially like maybe when I was younger and had a lot of free time. I'm bored. I'm just gonna go work out.
Just finished his freshman year of college, so he's still young. He's
Yeah.
still got the body of youth and can do crazy stuff without waking up with a bad back and a sore ankle and a
Yeah.
headache. whatever happens.
Obviously became a dad a couple of years ago. You get married, house, job, all that stuff. If you go just a little bit less than you actually want to, it keeps you hungry and excited to go again. There's times where I'm like, man, I want to go today, but I don't need to go today. I only need to go 3 times. If I go more than I'm supposed to, my next workout's going to suck. I built up more fatigue, so now my performance is going to drop down. Long ramble about training volume, but 3 days
Yes.
is easier to fit in than 6 for most people. That's basically my point. You started in the Warrior Training Grounds, right? I believe that was the first region you went to. Uh,
Yep, I wanted to try to get that one done well because the others I at least had a basic idea about. Don't eat McDonald's every day. Don't
yeah.
drink coffee and energy drinks 24/7. Have some water. Like that stuff I had a basic idea of, but with lifting being a major part of it and me not having done it successfully since high school,
Yeah.
start there and try to do that safe and well and build a good foundation to keep going.
Yeah. At that point, when you wrote this, you were finishing that up. You weren't quite done yet. And then you went into the nutrition side of things, or at least that's what you were thinking about at the time. I can't remember the exact order.
We had talked about it. I think it was Warrior's Training Ground, then the Gastronomer Hall.
Okay.
Then
Yep.
I did both of the mindset ones back to back, and then I did the kitchen.
Yep.
I don't remember what the two mindsets, which one I did first.
I feel maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like you, or
Or did I
maybe,
do that
maybe,
before? You told me to do that before Gastronomer. That's what we were gone back and forth. So Warrior, Sorcerer,
yeah,
Gastronomer, Monk, Kitchen.
yeah,
That was the order.
we found it.
Then after that was the Atlas Trials, and
Yep,
then
boss.
you've reached the end of your 12-week trial period. Would you like to renew subscription?
Yeah,
Then the scale trials.
yeah, cool. Just a side thought. They're all different, right? They're all serving different. Obviously, they're structured for specific aspects of all this.
Yeah.
What was your favorite one for whatever reason?
Yes.
Okay.
Each of them had their pros and cons. So no one of them was better than the other. If I was stronger in one aspect over the other, then that might have shifted it. But for all of them, I'm like, yeah, I got a basic idea. Some stuff I knew, some stuff I didn't. I learned something in every single one of them and grew and made progress. It wasn't like I read every single thing that you wrote and I'm like, this is familiar. That was a waste of my time. Got something every time.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Cool. All right, I'll take that. And the cool thing is, it's all there forever, right? You can always go back to redo it, do an exercise again, right? Because that's a message I explicitly state in some of this stuff is come back here when you need to. You're not gonna, oh, I did the mindset thing. I got that locked in forever. You're a human. You're gonna have to go back and do it again. Like I gotta do that stuff in my head daily.
Yeah.
It's
I
like training your muscles.
yeah, I probably should go back through at the very least take another refresher course over some of them.
I think you made the right choice because here it's so easy to do. Usually it's almost always, I don't know, like I want to do this thing, but I don't know if it's the right time or if I'm ready. You will never be ready for something that is going to be good for you or challenging or put you in a uncomfortable, challenging situation, right? You have to go before you're ready. But what usually happens, right, is summer rolls around and then something else comes up. Another reason to push you away from doing something that is going to be tough. There's an investment into it too. So it's important to do some research. You didn't meet me day one and you're like, yes, take my money. You were like, hey, I've actually seen what's going on. This seems like what I need. You still thought about it and then you asked and then you went for it. But it's easy to just not do anything. You feel safe and comfortable to push it off and then you feel a sense of relief. Then it comes up again, and you're like, I'll think about it when I'm not busy. You're always going to be busy. Something else is going to come up. Guarantee it.
It sucks.
Theoretically, are you going to be busy ever again in your life? Probably. You have to learn how to do this stuff in real life. You can't necessarily go live on a planet by yourself and figure it out and then come back. But
Have you seen the movie Onward?
yes, that's the animated film.
Yep, where Magic used to be a thing and now it's not, and then you have
Yeah.
Tom Holland and Chris Pratt as the two mains.
Yeah.
The bit you're talking about is like the getting ready to drive on the interstate. You'll never be ready. Merge. So that
Yeah.
might be a fun little clip to throw into
Yeah.
the final video. You're
Yeah.
never going to be ready. Just do it. Insert.
Little me
As you were talking, that's
that
what.
popped up. This is what you got to do. 'Cause that's how you get ready is by getting into it and doing stuff and figuring it out. You'll never be ready to, what are you going to do? You're going to just watch other people work out on YouTube for 10 years and still not feel ready. At some point, you got to go do something, right?
Yeah, I feel slightly called out because I've been high school.
You're not alone. And nothing wrong with
I
it.
live vicariously through your gains.
Yeah, I get it, right? Starting anything is the hardest part. It's the scariest part, right? Taking the jump. And it's also part of why it sucks or why it's hard is because you're at level one, right? I don't really know what I'm doing yet. We don't want to feel like we suck at stuff, right? So we never want to start, but you're always going to suck at the start of something, right?
So
I,
long as you're not Poe at level 0.
yeah.
Level 1 is good. Level 0 is painful.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't learn anything at all. Yeah, maybe watch before you go do some deadlifts at the gym, maybe watch a tutorial, but don't do it for 6 months. Watch something, go try it, learn, and then go back and forth, learn and experiment back and forth. And I'm passionate about this because this is how I always was, and I have slowly gotten better at it. I never wanted to do anything that I wasn't good at, which makes no sense. How do you get good at it if you never do it? I never wanted anyone to see that I sucked at something. So I would practice for countless hours. The sucky stage is inevitable, but it's not that long. And the really cool thing, in like any endeavor, anything you're trying to learn or a skill, like you make the most progress at the beginning. Going from 0 to 1 is where you make the biggest gains. You're going to have the fastest XP rates right at the beginning. You're going to get better so much faster than you ever will later on. I don't want to suck, but I also will get better really fast. It's tough, but that's what we got to try to do.
On that note, since you mentioned the
Yeah.
XP, in the behind the scenes techie side of stuff, does the XP amount needed to level up increase exponentially, or is it all the same the whole time?
It's not exponential, but it increases. Like
Okay.
it's because I didn't want to make it too crazy, but also like in a game that has like an exponential XP curve, like usually you're going to kill higher level enemies or do a harder quest and it's going to give you more XP. I have some of that, but the workouts give you a static amount of XP every time. The mastery quests give more, but in general, quests give the same amount. So you're not going to be gaining XP faster. Anyway, it does increase the formulas. It takes 10 more XP than the previous level. So it does slow down as you go, especially because you're gaining the same XP rate as you go.
And if you finish all the quests and mastery stuff, you don't have those to be the big boost.
You don't have those anymore.
Yes.
That was a good question. I think I dialed it in to where you can reasonably level up in your first week, if not more, depending on how many quests you do. If you do the tutorial quests that give a little bit, like if you do your work, all your workouts, and then one quest, I think you gain a level, right? But yeah, I have like over 4,000 hours into old school RuneScape over the last 8 years. That's a very grindy game. Uh,
Yeah, I watched a YouTuber and he basically started over from 0 and he wanted to master one skill. He was sitting there with at his computer just clicking to make arrows because he was trying to level up the archery. He was there for a long time. It was a 10-minute video, but most of it was just time lapse of
right.
click
Yeah.
click.
Yep, different kind of game. But there's cool boss fights that are highly active, really engaging and fun, and high skill. But then there's also that side of the game where you're going to make 100,000 of the same bow to train your skill up. Probably like half of those hours are half-ass paying attention. You can kind of watch a movie and you're like, yeah, I'm clicking every once in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll dive into some backstory. The original creator is making his XP formula and he just put something quick together and then arbitrarily, okay, the max level is going to be 99. Nobody's going to hit level 99. You weren't meant to get to level 99 in any skill. But
3 weeks, someone had maxed out everything.
but if you're a gamer, then you're gonna know that they're gonna see that and be like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. You set a goal in front of me, and now I'm gonna do it. But the XP curve is pretty wild in that game to where you gain levels fast for a while and then it slows down and then you're just in like freaking molasses and then it's months to get one skill to level 99. There's some cool lessons to learn there in consistency and delaying gratification, a sense of accomplishment from big goals and things like that. I didn't want it to take 10,000 workouts to hit max level, but right now I have it capped at level 20. The formula stops at level 20. I'm probably thinking along like with expansions that come out, just World of Warcraft does, expand the level cap, bump it up a little bit.
12.
You're up there.
I hadn't checked for a while. I usually just go to training since I finished the
Yeah.
quest. I don't look
Right.
at stuff. I just got a widget on my phone. It goes straight to the training page and I just
Yep.
go from there.
Yep. So it'll be a little grind for you now, but
I am the tortoise, slow and steady.
okay. Last recap on this review. I asked what's working best for you in this program, and you might remember, but just knowing that somebody is like keeping you accountable, knowing that somebody is helping you, here to support you, right? I can't teleport to the gym with you and count your reps. The goal here is not to be a crutch for you or anyone. My last client I spoke to a couple days ago, she had worked with trainers before, and they would just pick her weights and hand them to her, which makes it really brain dead and easy for you if that's what you want. But what are you going to do as soon as you like, are you going to work with them forever? Maybe. Okay, that's fine. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take what I've learned, condense it into a shorter time, make it fun, get rid of all the crap that doesn't matter, give you the good stuff, help you out with it, transfer that to you, right? So that you can tell your wife to go up to the 20s or go up 10 pounds because you know that she has more in her and then you transfer that to other people and now I can help the next person in line that needs it. You don't have to get accountability or coaching from somebody like hand holding you and doing everything for you. It's about being there if you need me, send me a form check, ask me questions at any time. But I try to back off just enough. I remember you were traveling, working out in a hotel, and you're like, we've been working together for maybe a couple months or whatever at that point,
And
and you were
the tape machine was broken, so I had to tie a strap
yeah,
on it.
that's right. I was like, that's a good idea, dude. But I remember you saying, you're like, Kim, what if we challenge myself a little bit with what I know and let me see if I can make the substitutions that I need to? And you did. So hell yeah, that shows growth and knowledge and confidence that you know your way around a gym quite a bit better than you did. If I did everything for you, or you had someone there that did it all for you and they go on vacation for a week and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I guess I won't work out.
The comfort of knowing that if I do need something, you know,
Yeah,
you're available. So long as I keep in mind the hour difference and I'm not working out at 4 in the morning and texting you.
I might not get back to you that second.
But yeah, that's still 100% true. Having the support. Because
Yeah.
the in person, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's annoying. When my wife and I are working out together, if I'm like in the middle of focusing and she's going in front of me like, you can do it, I'm just like, go away, you're breaking my concentration.
You're like, I got it. No.
And other times it's good to have the person.
Yeah.
The consistency without the hovering. It works well.
No, and there are like I know that there are people that they want that like I don't want to know anything. I just know I need to work out, make me do stuff. And I need the appointment. So I won't do it unless there's the appointment. And I need you to yell at me if I'm not there. I worked with people like that. I realized that I could train or coach in a different style than some other coaches do. So I started going this way where I would tell them, you need to pick your weight. Like you need to remember where you're at. And I'm not going to count every rep for you. I expect you to be able to do that. But anyway, like there's probably I know there's people that want that kind of thing where there's a lot of hand holding, whatever. That's not what this program's for. I've found the people I like working with and that seem to like it. So this is for people like you and me.
You are ashamed of the great sin of our adventures.
Yeah.
Your teleportation spell away.
Yes. I'm never late or early. I arrive precisely when I mean to.
1 hour after my time.
Yeah. I had a couple other ideas, and one even popped into my head today that I thought I would run by you. But this concept keeps coming back. I can't even remember the order that I do the newsletters in because it's scheduled in advance and written at different times. I just did one about, do you remember when games were fun? This is how we can get back to actually having fun playing games. I mentioned the RuneScape thing. It's easy to be like, I got this goal and I just want to grind it. Then you're like, if someone peeks over your shoulder, like, are you having fun? And you're like, no, what are you doing? And it doesn't mean that there's got to be rainbows and explosions at all times going on screen, but are you enjoying what you're actually doing? It's cool to have goals, but if you enjoy the process along the way, it's actually easier to hit your goal if you enjoy it. And that's where all this started. That's why I wanted to intertwine the two things. What if you actually liked going to the gym? What if you enjoyed the whole process? What if instead of starving yourself or eating foods that you don't like, you actually enjoyed nutrition?
Something other than white rice, chicken, and broccoli.
Did you know you don't have to do that at all and you can still get healthier? Sometimes I'll tell my wife or a friend or family member, I'm going to the gym. I'm tired and it's late, but I'm like, all right, I got to go. And they're like, man, you're disciplined or you're dedicated. I want to go. I like going. Sometimes I don't feel like it at the moment, but once I get there, I'm into it. I'm usually looking forward to going to the gym. How easy it is for me to keep doing this for 18 years and for the next 50 because I like going. So, how do we make all this stuff, self-improvement, mindset shifting, nutrition, exercise, make it more fun? Tell me your thoughts on that. Everyone's got different struggles and goals, but if we bring it all back to that one thing, what if you actually enjoyed the process? It would probably be inevitable that you would hit your goals or at least have some kind of transformation.
Yeah. I haven't quite gotten to the point where going to the gym and lifting is enjoyment. I do enjoy it, but there are also times where it's still more often. I'm at a 50-50 split of I'm doing it because I have to and I'm doing it because it's fun. Too many external circumstances affecting it. So
Yeah.
not quite at the I'm going because it's fun half the time.
That's shifted, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. At
So,
first it was I have to do this. Then
right.
it was need to, want to. Now I've evened it out and it
So,
fluctuates back and forth a
yeah.
bit. I'm still working on there.
So that's still awesome. That's awesome to hear. That'll make it easier to stick to it, is what I'm getting at. If you're not dreading it or, I gotta go work out every time. Okay, last question that I have written down. Think about Daniel, maybe like February before you started the program, or think about somebody else that was like, this seems like this is made for me, but I'm not sure. What would you tell that person that's curious on the fence? Or what would you tell past self when you're like, should I do it? Should I not?
You waste more time debating than trying.
Yeah, that's true.
Funnily enough, that was something I was talking with my mom about this morning. Just thinking about what could happen. Should I do this? Should I not do this? In the amount of time that you took to deliberate all of that, you could have just said, all right, let's try it. And you do it
Yeah.
and realize yes or no. And even if you decide no, it's still faster.
Yeah, you found out for real.
And you don't have that anxious back and forth of what if things don't go well? What if this doesn't work? Stop it. Just try it.
Yeah.
You'll never be ready. Merge. Just do the
Just
thing.
just
Don't waste time
think.
deliberating over it. Just
Yeah.
try it.
How much time and energy, like mental energy and stress, do we waste, and how much stress do we create just from not making decisions? Just thinking about it, mulling over it. It's always there. Or like you need to ask somebody something or bring something up, or even if it's a confrontational conversation, you've needed to have it for 6 months and it's been weighing on you. You've been needing to start exercising for 10 years and it just weighs on you every day. It's the decision. That's how you change things. Nothing good happens in the world unless you make decisions. Thinking about it doesn't do jack shit. You have to have the thought for a little bit, but nothing happens You can watch all the YouTube videos that you want. You can think about it as much as you want. You can write down, you can hypothetically perfect nutrition plan, hypothetically perfect workout plan until it's literally useless until you do something.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. You can spend so much energy and so much time, and it feels like you're trying so hard at this thing, but I haven't done anything yet. And then you actually do something, and you're like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. When I'm lifting, I have a warrior motivational speech playlist that I listen to. People will stop what they want to do and say that they've tried everything except not giving up.
That's so powerful.